This episode of Super GG Radio is brought to you by our Patreon. Patrons of the show can get our Dogs of Super GG Radio newsletter, Super GG Radio stickers to slap on your closest PC or bag, input on what we cover, game nights with the hosts, and even a chance to win a copy of an indie we talked about. Not only that, but 90% of all patron contributions go to the Children's Miracle Network of Hospitals. Visit patreon.com/superggradio to learn more.
What's good, Internet, and welcome to session 257 of Super GG Radio, where friends chat about video games and all things adjacent. I'm your host, here to phone it in, Eric Phony Baloney Gettinger. With me, as always, is man of the hour, a man that's going to hit it big someday and leave us in the dust, Alex Arona.
The phoniest of them all. And in fact, I endure, you know what, I will take it. I will take it in on myself to be the Chevy Chase of this podcast. Couple of strong years, the bravado to feel like I'm bigger than anyone else, even though I'm clearly not, and then get real racist in the back half of my life. That's the career trajectory I'm on. I feel pretty good about it.
You did that late game quasi resurgence where your name starts popping up enough for people to come out and say how much of a you are.
Yep.
Yeah.
Does that count?
Does that count?
Yeah, it counts.
I think that counts.
Also, that is true. That is true. I'm real excited for that time frame of my life when all of a sudden everyone's like, "Oh, you remember him? That was kind of cool, right?" And everyone's like, "No, he wasn't."
Next up is a man who has earned himself at least another hour of video game punishment, Joel DeWitte.
What is video game punishment now that I've beaten the Lion King?
All video games are video game punishment.
I could come up with something. I could always come up with something. We're gonna turn this into our own personal Blight Club, Joel.
I think it has to involve some self-deprivation or making a complete fool out of yourself. Like, for example, Drunk Souls. Every time...
2 hours? What about 2 hours? Oh, 2 hours of Just Dance.
No.
You're a stay-at-home dad,
I'd
man.
rather
You gotta get your
tased
cardio
before I do that.
Oh! By the way, I got his number. His number is $1,000. Was it $1,000?
It was 10,000, but
oh,
nice
$10,000 to get tased. So, get them Extra Life donations in, guys. Let's go.
Wait, if we hit 10 grand, we will tase
Joel will let us
I've
tase him in the
committed to
testicles.
nothing.
He said he would let us tase him in the testicles.
I definitely didn't say that.
That sounds dangerous, but
it's for the kids.
if we need to hit 10 grand to tase you, I will get to 10 grand. Even if 5 grand of it is my own money.
I didn't commit to anything. That's all I'm saying.
I'm just saying that if that's on the
this
table...
is exactly how Joel did not want the conversation to go.
So.
He blatantly told me, he goes, "I don't want to tell you this information because I know how this is going to go."
Yeah.
And this is how it's going to go.
It's not an invitation for this to happen, Alex.
People will come out of the woodworks. People that you've hurt. Maybe even family members.
Probably family members.
It's if you donate $10,000, you can all take a turn tasing Joel.
No, if you can take turns. It escalated quickly. I was thinking this was like
I keep making it worse. Yesterday I kept saying, I was like, so we can really just tase you in the nuts for 10 grand. He's like, who said that?
This is a bigger fiasco than Alex's PS5 for Borderlands bet. Whew.
How much did you bet him for Until Dawn?
Is that going to happen? Is he going to... have you admitted that this is a movie that's going to happen?
You missed last week. They said they were wrapped with filming.
Oh, no, I know, because you told us that they were. But is there any dispute of whether this is a movie or not?
Yeah, it's a movie.
It's an interactive experience.
Are they going to do...
That's true.
Are they going to do, like in the Clue... I have to introduce Alec. Last but not least, silent man of the podcast, Alec Parks. Alec, do you think they're going to do like in the Clue movie where theaters will have multiple endings, so you have to go and try and see the ending at a different theater?
Oh, God, I hope so. That is my favorite gimmick of all time.
Mm-hmm. And people didn't even know until it came out on VHS, or
you
they started
talk
to
to
hear about it.
somebody who went to a different theater. Yeah.
Yeah. It's actually a
I don't
fun
know how
movie.
any of those other endings make sense.
What do you mean? Because everything was so ambiguous enough that you don't know.
I didn't think so.
It was. I watched
I thought
it.
it was very ambiguous. Like, there was nothing that pointed to one person throughout the course of it. So
I have to rewatch it, but I watched the DVD where it shows all the endings at the end, and I was like, none of those other ones make sense except for the one.
But that was
No,
part of the
if you
fun of
go-
playing the game.
If you go back and you watch it, they all make sense because the people who he says are missing in each scene are actually missing from those points. I've watched the ending, and then watched it again just to. do it while
As
it's
someone
fresh.
who's seen this movie 1.5 times,
Okay, well,
I'm gonna have to disagree with you.
that's all of our problem now, because we got a semi-faux expert. Trying to tell us. You can't tell me how to live my movie life, Alex. But I guess if they did Until Dawn correctly, you could have, a couple of different endings depending on who shows up for the last 15 minutes of the movie? Yeah?
Hey, I mean, in to go along with that thought process, Getty, Until Dawn, the PS5 remake has a secret hidden ending that's not in the PS3, PS4 version.
I know what that ending is. It's the ending where Alex takes the disc out of the PlayStation 5 and breaks it in half.
That
Something he
really
has been
hurts.
known to do.
Done that a couple times.
Well
It
documented.
It hurts.
Your pride or your bank account?
No, the
Or your
discs are
hands.
really difficult. Like, they're really flexible and bendy, and if they snap, they shatter, and then it cuts up your hands.
You know, it'd be really funny, and I don't recommend doing this to any listener or viewer or whoever you people are.
So do it right after this. Got it.
Yeah, so you know how when you go and purchase something from GameStop, they automatically say, hey, would you like to buy the warranty?
Universal experience.
I would like Alex to go buy a game, get the warranty, to walk outside of the store, break the disc in half, and then walk back in and be like, man, I don't know what happened. I think I fell down.
Just opened the box, and it was this way. It was weird. Good thing I bought that warranty.
But make sure
I'm
you
pretty
make
sure they
eye
don't cover
contact with the
that.
guy outside while you're standing outside the store. Like, wave to him.
I've done that with like a phone where I got like Apple Care or whatever, and then I brought it in. They're like, "Oh, it doesn't cover if you break it this way." It's like that does what? No.
Of course it doesn't.
Yeah. So that's why I feel like how it's gonna go.
Okay, I digress. I think we have video games to talk about this week.
Do we?
Beats me, man. Here's a
Slow
list
news
of
week.
things that we're going to do this week, not in any particular order. At some point, I'll talk about Yakuza. There's news from Hades 2, I guess. And then we played games for early adopters. Does that sound fair?
Yeah.
Succinct.
Seems like the things we did.
It seems
we
like...
made a metaphor, and it was Fantasio.
Was it a re-Fantasio?
No, it was just Fantasio the one time. Then
So-
Joel had to make it and do it again.
Is it a re-Fantasio or is it regarding Fantasio?
It's CC. He's CC'd, and then BC'd as well.
Mm-hmm.
BCC and the DCC.
Whatever that means.
I'm trying. Yeah.
Some of those
CC
things
me-
make sense.
CC me on the BCC.
So you want to be carbon copied
copy
onto the blind carbon copy?
So you'll be in both. Get it twice.
So I wish it worked like that. I would get so many more emails than I already do, and that'd be the end of it. All right. Early
Remember that, Kenny?
adopters.
That's the Robin TikTok for you.
Yeah, I remember. I vividly remember.
Okay.
Yep, early adopters, where we play alphas, betas, and games. Well, for sure, somebody played these games because it wasn't me. I do
yeah.
apologize. It has been a crazy couple of weeks. So let me say, I cannot wait to hear about keep driving. Who
Finger guns.
Who kept driving this week?
I keep to driving.
I kept it to driving.
I driv keeped.
Joel, you sound
Drive
like
the keeps.
you
Drive
sound
the keeps.
you had an existential crisis there. Oh, so what is keep driving?
It is a.
It's
an
an Oregon
idle
Trail.
It's an
Car
idle
road trip.
RPG.
Wait, is it Oregon Trail or is it an idle RPG? Because those are two
both.
different things.
It's both. Okay, so you are going on a road trip to go see your friend on
Who?
their birthday.
Who is your friend? Is it you?
It's just your friend.
Just friend, but it's a road trip situation, and it's run based. So you pick your car, and then you pick what you're leaving with. So you can get like a camping kit, your mom's care package, a couple.
Your
you can pick-
mom's.
Yeah. You also pick what kind of relationship you have with your parent, and that will equate to different stat buffs and boosts and stuff.
Really?
Yeah. And then you pick your car, which also has different stat buffs and boosts. And then you start your drive. And you will idly drive, and you will come to little little mind exercises where it'll say pick one or the other, where your guy's like, man, I sure wish I called my parents more. And then it's like, I should call them next time, or I sure do miss them, and picking one or the other will give you a boost or a debuff on your drive. And then occasionally you'll come to battles that are things in the road, like a bunch of sheep in the road, and it's like, okay, they're gonna glare at you, and that's gonna make you have a headache. And unless you find a way, it gives you these little icons at the bottom. The icons will give you debuffs or hurt you, and your job is to use your abilities, which is like relax. If you relax, it'll take away this debuff and this debuff, and you have to get the little icons off of the grid. Once you defeat all the icons, then you're good. So you have to find a way to match your icons.
I know
and you're
this is
managing-
dark, but was there an option to just drive through the sheep?
So, kind of. You can escape from every encounter by flooring the gas.
Yeah.
But
That's-
it makes you take damage from each of the hazards that you haven't cleared yet.
Yep. Then on top of that, the hazards, you can block them, you can stop them, you can knock them out entirely. You have to knock out all the hazards. But you have energy, you have gas, and you have a couple of the meters, right? What are the other meters?
Car health, general. Yeah.
Like damage to your car.
I wish that I had one of those on my car, just so that I could see, like how much damage my car has taken. It'd make it easier when you go to the grocery store and then somebody definitely hits your car door or runs the cart into it. If you could just see your car health. That's all I'm saying.
Yep. And then
Whatever.
I mean,
we're gonna expand into like what else we want meters visible on.
I don't know. My child just literally took a stick the other day and just started drawing on my car, and I had to be like, "Great job, sweetheart." I mean, maybe next time pick a better art platform, but great work. I get what you were doing. Let's go home. There's still a whole bunch of scratches on the side of my car.
So, as you're driving, you get all sorts of other random encounters, too. Not just sheep, but you also can get opportunities to pick up hitchhikers.
Yep.
Okay.
And then they give you abilities that you can use in battle.
Sorry.
And
They give you abilities?
Yeah.
so you have abilities already, and then they can give you abilities. And then also they will add into the conversations you have. You now have a conversation with them instead of having these thoughts in your head. And they also do different. They have also their own little debuffs and buffs. And also just the fact you can have different cars. Some cars are 2-seaters instead of a 4-seater. You see, like there is little additions there.
There's inventory management in the passengers, because you place the passengers, and if they have anything with them, like the guy I picked up had a guitar, you have to find space for it in the trunk too.
Yeah, and then there's seat arrangements. The one hitchhiker I had, it said like, oh, she has a sick ability, and I'm like, sweet. And they go, she also leaves trash in the trunk, and I'm like, oh, that's
nice.
Sucks.
I had both of those hitchhikers, and then I had a third one that would make work take less energy, but also earn me less money.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you get all these abilities. You get stops at gas stations where you can fill up. You can sell items. You can get new items. Things like gum or cigarettes could do different abilities or one-time use items, but they definitely help with the abilities. You can heal your own debuffs. I was tired. I got a Starbucks. That made me not tired. I had a headache. I bought some aspirin. That got rid of my debuff. The headache made it so that I had a less max energy. And then tired made it so that I take double damage. So there's these buffs and debuffs you're managing. You're managing your abilities as you use them, because some take energy, some take gas, some take different things, but you're managing all of those meters with your ability to handle the roadside hazards.
Okay.
And also those quests here and there. I did find a quest that I found a quest that's like, we need a musical instrument. And right before that, I found a musical instrument on the side of the road, and I was like, sweet. And I get to the store, and I'm like, I'm going to sell this for a bunch of money. And then next door was a quest, and it goes, we need musical instruments. I was like, crap. And I go to try to find a musical instrument and to try to buy it back, but it's gone. So I'm like, crap. And then it says, you failed the quest. Sweet. Now you get a debuff that quests are harder to find. So there's going to be a lot less quests in your area. And I was like, no.
What did you learn?
I learned don't take a quest unless I'm absolutely sure I could do it.
Sell nothing. That's what you learned. Save everything.
Maybe. I guess.
We're going to find Alex out there finding roadside guitars now. Just stopping on the middle of the expressway to get a roadside guitar.
This does seem like it's randomized, right? It is a rogue, like...
I think so. I only went through one time, so I'm not certain.
Same.
Right. Probably rogue light.
Right?
I hate you, Alec.
Really? Because he likes you.
Roguelike. We'll say that, right? That's better.
Ish.
Alec, are you Googling it?
No.
Why would he Google it? That's you.
Why I was like, Alec, you know this more than anybody.
It's literally you.
Yeah, no. I would have to play it again. It's not... It's got too many inconsistencies from a roguelite perspective to be a roguelike. You don't have turn-based combat. You aren't exploring things programmatically. It doesn't seem to be randomly generated paths.
I don't know about that. I gotta look at that map again.
Yeah.
It's different the second time.
I really do.
I was having turn-based combat.
What's that?
I was having turn-based combat. That's a thing, right?
Yeah, well, so the combat was more akin to Atlas-based games, because if you got something perfect, you got an extra turn.
Love extra turns.
Yeah.
Getty, do you like extra turns?
Sometimes. It depends on what it's an extra turn of. Usually it's just more work.
Ooh.
You did your work extra good this week. Here's some more work.
Because you like it so much.
It's not true at all.
You keep doing it.
It's a
Do it enough
responsibility.
times,
Why
you must
wouldn't
like
you
it.
do it?
Employment, status, money,
Yeah.
my children.
You get the khakis.
You need the khakis. Because without the khakis, you can't get the ladies.
You can't get the jobs without the khakis. And then you get the ladies.
It's a
Getty, what
vicious
else did we
cycle.
play?
I don't know. What else? What else did you play? How about a completely stretchy and uncomfortably sticky?
Yeah, we did. This game is having sticky hands. The sticky hand things, but it's your hands. And this is Sludge Life, guys. This is just Sludge Life.
Yes.
That's what it looked like. I couldn't actually get it to run. Every time I clicked play, it went black.
I googled if this is the same art,
Is it?
and it's not the same artist, so I don't know what to think.
It's all AI's fault.
Ooh.
Yeah, I don't know what else to think, but it's definitely it's the same artwork from Sludge Life, and it's just an open world where you're going around doing faux quests for people, and you don't have to do it at all. You can just go and do other things. Like, it's like, oh, collect 5 coins. They're around, or if you help people, they'll also give you coins. Do what you want.
Yep.
And you just have a sticky hand that's a grapple hook. And so you just grapple around, and you could upgrade your sticky hand so it goes further. But other than that, it's pretty flat in a way that I really like, because I like the idea that it's like, here's the world, go nuts, do what you gotta do, and the game could be 20 minutes or it could be 5 hours.
Or both.
Joel, what did you think?
I wish I was better at being a sticky hand. I was hoping...
I did find it was very limiting.
Yeah, I was hoping it would be something where you'd be able to really zip and swing around. I think I just misunderstood what they were doing for here. It is just it's supposed to be a fumbly kind of inconsistent tool as you're working to solve these puzzles. It's a very squishy game, you know. So I think you covered for the most part. Yeah, it looks a lot like Sludge Life. The same structure of it. But I think that's probably the most ringing endorsement you can give it.
I will say, though, that the other part of it is that you get upgrades to your sticky hand that will then extend it, and that's where it starts to get a little bit easier and a little bit more fun, a little bit more of the fumbly, wacky grapple hook, Joel. I think that in the early stages it's going to be hard.
Okay.
Does it make your hand stickier as well?
I don't know if it can get much stickier than what it is.
So you
it's
just
pretty sticky.
Grabbing stuff with it, or are you using it to move around? Like, can you steal items from people with your sticky hand?
Yes.
Yep.
You can?
There was one where the guy asked me to shoot some hoops, and I was grabbing a basketball and go, pew. Swish. Kobe.
But your hand is sticky, so... It didn't just get stuck to the ball, and then you just like, beer, and then you just pull it back?
That would be funny, but no.
Oh.
Yep. But I like it. I like this game. I wishlisted it. I wishlisted both of these. Did you guys wishlist these?
I wishlisted Keep Driving.
Same. I think, completely stretchy Sludge Life. I'm glad they exist, but they're not my wheelhouse. So.
Got it. Now, before we even started the show, before we even made this episode a couple days ago, what was on my wish list is a game Getty wants to talk about.
Alex, you didn't buy this game already?
No.
It seems like a missed opportunity.
I should probably beat Persona 3 and the DLC first.
Can I ask you, did you already get yourself Astro Boy?
Yes.
Did you play that and beat it?
No. I'm trying to beat Persona 3.
But you got Astro Boy day one?
No.
Aw.
It was a birthday gift, so I had to wait.
Good. As it should be.
But I like Astro Boy.
That was my suggestion, by the way.
Nice.
I was like, as long as Alex doesn't buy this for himself on day one, this would make a really good gift.
I definitely was going to as well.
Yeah, I knew you were.
Yeah.
Alex, day one Arona. Well, missed opportunity for Alex. Metaphor Fantasio. This is a Atlas joint. You got visuals that are very Persona-y, and a story that is, I think I've heard it described many, many times so far as Game of Thrones meets Persona. So there's a lot of crazy, stuff going on. No dragons, though. Oh, no, that's not true. There was a dragon.
Yeah, there is.
I take it back. This is definitely a Game of Thrones. But not the Game of Thrones, if you catch my meaning. So what is a Atlas Persona game? Well, it usually means that you've got some type of turn-based combat. You can summon something fantastic in battle, and there are social links that you can develop with other characters. And this has all of those things. You check the boxes. So you guys played it as well a couple of weeks ago.
Yep.
I don't know if Joel played it.
I played some.
I got a chance to play it during Summer Game Fest.
Yeah?
I snuck in there.
Were you allowed in there?
I was there to see Super Monkey Ball. When no one was looking, I grabbed the controller and I played this game.
Okay.
Nice.
Legally or illegally, doesn't matter. He still did it. So
no one had an appointment. It was open.
The whole demo will take you all the way up to the point where it gives you a couple of days of free reign, because as these games usually go, you need to complete a task before a certain amount of time elapses. So at the end of the demo, it's like, all right, you've did all of the things that you can, and now you have 3 days to, either go finish this part of the main story, or you could hang out with your friends, or like shop and stuff. So I declined to do any of that because I will eventually purchase this and do all of the days. I don't want to just do 3 days.
Well, and your progress from the demo does transfer over.
It does, but I need those days.
I was actually told that by a couple people that, the demo does cut you off at the end of the day. Some people were like in the middle of a dungeon. Some people were before it, but it doesn't matter. They cut you off. They said, that's enough time in this game. And some people, they'd said like some people were putting in like dozens and dozens of hours in the demo alone, which I don't know how you do that.
Well, you just run around.
Yeah.
There are people putting in like 60 hours I saw.
Yeah.
It's definitely it's a mix between, it's definitely like in between Persona and Shin Megami Tensei, as in it's pretty difficult. If you're not doing a lot of the side content, it actually makes it so like pretty hard to complete the story, so it's worth doing the side content just to grind out more levels and get more experience. But I'm told it's one of the best, so I'm definitely interested. I don't know if the setting just didn't grab me, but the combat did. So I was like, well, I could probably keep going for the combat.
The setting grabbed me. The combat, not so much. But I did like that it had two styles of combat or encounters, where you started off being relatively weak and you would go up, attack something from behind, and start a battle with advantage. And go through the normal battle. And then later, after you were a little bit more powerful, you could just attack things on the map and they would die.
Yeah.
So it gives you, if something is too weak, it's like, why even bother? Which is actually a problem you saw in other games. I think Persona 5 Royal, they introduced this as a feature.
They made it so that, but it was limited to your exploration of mementos. So if you were strong enough, you could just run people over with your cat car. Sorry.
Cat bus.
Mona does not identify as a cat.
What does Mona identify as?
A boy?
A human boy.
Oh.
You should play that game. It's wild.
Now, it's a cat bus.
Yeah, but for sure,
Japanese and cats and buses.
It's a cat bus. I agree, Alec. I like how you don't, and even as you got stronger, it didn't feel like you were invincible. You could still get hit by those enemies, and it would take away health or it would engage in the battle. But if you were quick enough, you'd be able to kill them on the battlefield without having to worry about doing the turn-based combat.
I definitely saw some really funny tweets that it was just because the difficulty, it doesn't change enemy XP. What it does is it changes enemies' focus on your weaknesses. So enemies will focus on your weakness more depending on your difficulty. And I saw someone tweeted out a video of them just getting stun locked to death for like 5 minutes by an enemy over and over and over again by getting their weak point hit. Just like in the Persona games, if you hit someone's weak point, you knock them down and kind of stun them, and they could do the same to you. And in this case, the enemy was doing this to somebody repeatedly.
But in the Persona games and even in the SMT, it's mean. Like, you will get 2-3 shot. That is how ruthless it can be. It's not like, oh, you got stunned again. It is like, you got knocked down, and then it just, like, obliterates you, in my experience in the genre. So this game looks fun. I'll probably play it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna wait for some more reviews. It's got that relationship building aspect and the day management that I don't think is something I want to do.
I mean, again, these games are. I will say, actively are not for you.
Well, that's good.
It's true.
Yeah.
I don't even know if it's because of the relationship management. I think it's more like the time management aspect of it. I feel like if Alec really dug into it, he'd be like, oh, I should probably progress the story. Oh, it's too late.
Yeah.
I think that he would, because playing even just the demo, it was like 20 minutes of like dialogue beforehand. No. And there are scenes in Persona 5 where it just goes 40 minutes. Like 40 minutes and loading between cutscenes because the cutscene is so long. Here's a 6-minute cutscene, load for 30 seconds. Here's another 5 to 10 minute one, like back to back.
Yeah, I will say that the intro for Metaphor was kind of rough when you couldn't take 5 steps without getting into a cutscene.
That'll happen.
Yeah, even Joel, right? Joel, you agree with this because you played.
Yeah. I mean, there's a reason why I've only gone through Persona 5 so far. These are all undertakings, and you have to have patience with the way it wants to date you with story content, comparably to doing actual activity in them. Really, Alec, if these were going to appeal to you, it would be, like Jetty said, the time management stuff and learning how to maximize your time for the biggest output, but I'm in your camp right now. It's just not something that I can put on my plate.
Yeah. So I mean, again, I just don't think it's for you. I think that they're great games. This has been since it was announced on my wish list, and I'm going to get to it eventually. But as of right now, I'm just like, well, I should probably finish Persona 3 and its DLC, then Final Fantasy 7 before I get into this.
And Final Fantasy
16.
16.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
I feel like there's a couple of others that I could name too, but
no, I got some games to play for sure.
He says that. And you know what? We're going to do an exercise. We are going to take a break to calculate how many hours of video games Alex still needs to play before he can Fantasio. We'll be back. This is the news with Super GG Radio. Now with the crushing weight of success on our shoulders. Joel, we did it. You made it.
It's almost impossible.
How do you feel?
It's almost impossible to bear, Getty. You just gotta take it one day at a time.
All those hours of playing video games in front of people on the internet.
Finally paid off.
Finally paid off. Alex got his music deal. He's going to be singing the Super Mario theme for us later.
Because that's how that works.
Alec is now an EP.
Policies. Mary Kish said it was fine. She said sing away. JK, she's going to be so pissed.
Yeah. It's like, this is going to go one or two ways, and I feel like that's not it. Okay.
No, I'm deathly afraid of her, so let's keep going.
You are?
Yes.
I heard that she has really nice Christmas trees.
I heard she gets real mad.
Real mad at who?
People
that take her voice clips and turn them into not what they're supposed to be for?
There was physical violence.
Physical violence? Didn't you meet this person? Isn't she like 4 feet tall?
Lovely lady. I would not want to be on her bad side.
All right, so we will respect the terms of condition for Twitch.
For Twitch, yes. Yes.
But not on the podcast. The audio version, we do whatever we want.
Yep, that's Spotify's problem.
Yeah.
And NPR's.
We have that NPR label still, right? You guys?
We do.
Yeah,
Isn't it somewhere?
That's a problem.
They owe us big.
Before we really jump into the news, does anybody want to play a game called Who Wants to Share Their Screen?
Don't do it. It's going to mess up everything.
He set this up nicely. You look good.
I can't even see it, so I just...
Maybe make us a little bigger, Alec.
Okay.
No, don't do it.
Closer to the middle label. And cut that the part of my screen out. Cut that part of the screen out.
No, I had whatever it is. I don't know what it is, but
It's
okay.
so tiny.
Let's go, Getty.
All right. There was an Xbox showcase. That was a question.
Yep.
All right.
There was this evening, and there was really only two things that we would really be interested in.
And both of them were Silk Song?
Nope. They actually threw out the no Silk Song sign pretty early.
Did they really?
Yeah. Like, no.
Did you get a world premiere before either of these?
Yes.
Like
Yes,
the
we did.
deep, like, world premiere.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, that's an Xbox thing. Is it? No, is that
That's
is that Summer Game
Xbox.
Pass?
That's Xbox.
Is it? Okay.
Who knows what it is? It lives rent-free in my mind, though. All right, Xbox Showcase Subnautica 2 has been announced. Somebody was going to finish this game. Somebody
wasn't
on this
me.
podcast.
Someone with a decidedly less amount of hair on their head than the rest of us.
Look, I done nothing. You know, done nothing.
Thank you for agreeing
he
with
found
us.
a
You
new
are
love that
correct.
we'll talk
I
about
have
in
no
the
hair,
backlog.
and I said I was going to finish that game. You're right.
No, he found a new love, and we're going to talk about it in the backlog.
We are? Fantastic.
Yes.
Otherwise, something for everybody, a multiplayer Remedy control game called FBC Firebreak. Multiplayer control. I was expecting this 6 years ago.
FBC stands for the Federal Bureau of Control. Remember.
I'm very familiar with the Federal Bureau of Control. I did play Alan Wake 2.
You did. Did you? Oh, also announced new Alan Wake DLC.
Yep.
The Lake House.
The Lake House. Coming to a theater in my house.
With Janina Ivankar, who I've met. Lovely lady.
Also terrifying?
Less so.
Less so.
Well, hold on. She was terrifying in the league when she beat the crap out of one of those people in that show.
Was it David
Ruxin?
Shears? Oh, okay.
Yep.
Yeah, who's that guy? He's got a
He
name.
had his own show too. Big
He's
Mouth.
got a lot of shows.
Yeah, Big Mouth and a bunch of other ones.
Okay.
Either way, that's the new. That was also at the Xbox Showcase, the new Alan Wake DLC.
That was the whole showcase. Nothing else.
There was a lot of new IP. There wasn't anything really other. I'm trying to think if there's
How many
anything else
Halos?
that really got us
How many Halos?
I think there was Call of Duty.
How many Fables?
None actually.
No Halos or Fables? Then I don't care. Do you guys care?
Let's see.
Anybody? No.
What is this?
Bloober Team's new
2006?
horror game. What was that?
Hey man, they're the ones that told me that they were going to make a new Fable game. All right. And how's that going for everybody? I'm going to get a Dragon Age game before I get a new Fable game.
You know, I only played Fable 1, so if I really have a hankering for more Fable, it's right there waiting for me.
Okay, we got the new Bloober Team horror game that is called Chronos. We got the new Yakuza pirate game.
It's exclusive, right?
Yeah.
Well,
And also on
exclusive
Game Pass.
to what?
Xbox and PC.
The word.
Okay, that's not exclusive then.
Everything.
It's console exclusive is the word.
No, it's not because it's
Phrase.
on the PC.
That's not a console.
Right. It's not exclusive.
It's Whittle language, Alec. If
Console
it's
exclusive.
just your console,
No other consoles.
and PC,
PC's not a console.
They now say console exclusive as some distinguishment from being multi-platform.
Get it together.
It is multi-platform. It's on PC and Xbox. Those are
Get your
two
head out of
different
your ass.
platforms.
Those two may as well be one platform.
Not
That would
fair.
be that
Alex
is a
is-
swear.
He is
If you can't
thumbing
put a
like- Yakuza is not console exclusive. There we go.
so if you can't put a hole after it, and it becomes a swear, it should be a swear by itself.
That's not how that works.
It is absolutely how it works.
I can say God.
Yeah, but
Also, Phasmophobia coming to consoles.
I think that the point was that you picked the worst part of the two for that word, okay? If you say
matter.
the word hole,
Not a swear.
it's fine.
Not
hole,
a swear.
hole, hole, hole.
Also, I think that we could also say damn. We could say damn on this show. Shut your damn in mouth. What's next?
I don't know. What is next? This whole thing went off the rails.
It Takes Two dev working on their next game. If you remember correctly, the It Takes Two team have a tendency to make these double up 2-player games that are 2-player only. There was a Tale of Two Brothers. There was A Way Out.
Yeah.
It Takes Two, and now they're on to their 4th game, which is again also a new IP. So we're not doing sequels.
Okay.
Cool.
What if it turned out to be It Takes Four?
Not doing sequels.
Mom, dad, and kids doing the counseling, like it. Yeah.
It was
That
messed up. It was a real mess.
escaping from counseling. Whatever. Hades 2 new surprise Olympic update comes with Ben Starr. Hey Alex, isn't there a game you need to finish with voice actor Ben Starr?
Yes, there is. Final Fantasy 16. Also, I should probably play Hades 1.
You should.
The Olympic update came as a shock and surprise to most fans, as it's one of the bigger updates to Hades 2 that has come out so far.
Well, you know, I have it on good authority that Alec has played to completion.
of what? Hades 2? No. I
Hades.
can't get past the first boss.
Well, there you have it. But did you experience the Olympic update?
Not yet. That just dropped yesterday. I've got to turn on my Steam Deck and download the patch.
You patch it up?
I would tell you, though, that Ben Starr...
I have no idea
man's
who his
man.
Ben Starr
Me
is.
neither.
Oh, man. He's the current golden boy of all video game voice acting.
Okay, but who is he?
He's just a guy.
The biggest one was the main character for Final Fantasy 16.
Oh, so nothing important.
Well, he's all over the place now, so kind of. I mean, again, he's in Hades 2.
He's got
Who is
more
he in
voice
Hades
acting
2?
credits than you. How
That's
about we put it
true.
that way?
Nailed it.
I'm
And
on an NPR podcast.
I would argue that he has probably completed more video games in the past year than you have, too.
You know that's probably true.
He is actually an avid gamer.
He is, yeah. Alex showed me something, and I was like, who is this guy? And it was him saying, like, hey, I found my old Final Fantasy IX strategy guide, and look at the notes I left myself. It's like, oh, it's cute. He's younger than us.
He's also been in actually like TV shows and stuff. He was in Warframe.
The TV show.
No, but he was also in like. No, what was the? He's in a bunch of shows. Honestly, I'm trying to figure out one that I would know.
Are you on IMDb?
Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
Well, then I will move on to the next point.
Hold on. I also was supposed to say that it's a handsome man, Ben Starr. Handsome man.
I can proceed.
Yep.
Yes.
Fantastic. Resident Evil 9, close to being announced as it appears on Metacritic.
Not so much a rumor as all of a sudden an entry appeared on Metacritic that said Resident Evil 9 ready to be reviewed.
So this could be almost news?
It's just more the fact of that it seems like people are preparing, so there's got to be information on it. Also, it's roughly, how long has it been since Resident Evil 8?
I don't know.
3 years?
Like 2-3 years? Yeah, that sounds like it could be.
Yeah, so that seems plausible that a Resident Evil 9 could be announced at the end of the year, come out next year.
It could.
4-year cycle. It
could be here anytime between now and 3 years from now.
Yep.
That sounds like a fair guess, right?
Yep.
I put Alex's age anywhere between the age of 25 and 50.
How dare you?
That's a ballpark, right? So now we're just
Really wishing for your
ballparking.
death right now. Really wishing for your death. like burst into flames.
Come at me. Come at me.
Just really, like trying to give you that carry power.
I went to a child's 39th birthday party 2 weekends ago.
I got that video, by the way. Did you get that video?
I did not remember. The guy just manually entered my information because they couldn't
Alex,
find
did you get
it.
the video? I'll send you guys the link. It's a pretty good video. All right. Anyway.
Anyway,
that's a thing. That's a thing we should talk about in the later on. That's a good bit to talk about.
Maybe another time. We'll wrap up the news here with Death Note game rated for consoles in Taiwan. What is it? I don't know.
There's there has been kind of rumors in the rumor mill about a Death Note game. I didn't put anything on any of our docs because I didn't care about Death Note so much. But then it's all of a sudden now there's a rating for it, so that means that hey, there might be a Death Note game. What would you do in a Death Note game? Considering a lot of that game is just writing. Or that anime is just writing.
It would grade your handwriting.
That's what I would write? Have to do. My insecurities.
I got a game for you. It's called Kind Words 2.
Yeah, I've been thinking about it.
It's on my wish list. I'm looking at it. I'm like, that looks a pretty good game.
Day one?
Playing the demo. What?
Day one?
It's already out, sir. So no.
So were we like Alex day 5 Arona now?
Oh, how dare you!
How dare you! How dare you keep us from freebies?
Freebies!
Freebies! My favorite part of the podcast.
Freebies!
Freebies.
All right.
You ready for these?
I am ready for these.
All right.
I'm ready for this.
This is our power hour.
That's all I can sing.
Yep. Otherwise we'll get in more trouble than we already are. Okay, all right.
She's gonna yell at us.
All right. Invincible Presents. Atom Eve on the Epic Games Store.
This is Invincible, the Amazon animated superhero series. Main character is Atomic Eve, and I'm sorry, I had to pull up the doc here.
It's not Atomic; it's just Atom.
Atom Eve, and it is a visual novel in the style of a comic book, but combat is turn-based.
Yeah. Did y'all see the trailer drop for season 3?
No.
Oh, you gotta watch it. It looks good.
Yeah.
A
lot of fourth wall breaking. Yep.
Sick. Okay.
All
Sounds
right.
good.
Next up, Cardboard Kings. Card Game Island on the Epic Games Store.
Open your own card shop by the seaside. Buy, trade, and sell cards, or keep them for your own collection. Earn a reputation with customers, beat your shop goals, unlock new decorations, and host exciting events to bring everyone to the best card shop in town. This almost looks like a Pokemon card game, but your job is to be the seller of the Pokemon cards. It's a weird one.
I've got a problem with people changing the lettering in something.
You don't like cardboard with a K?
No, I don't.
Well, then you should play the TCG Card Shop Simulator.
That's also a game.
I think there is Pokemon TCG for phones now. Didn't that come out?
Yep.
No. The new one isn't out yet.
I thought it was. I thought people were sideloading it.
I mean, I have it on whenever it's supposed to come out.
Ah.
I'm signed up for the pre-install.
Also, this, you know what this reminds me of? The Cardboard Kings, the double K, that I don't like. Yeah. Y'all remember the Cottonmouth Kings?
Yeah.
Nope.
No.
I don't like thinking about them.
They were sort of rivals to like ICP and stuff, weren't they?
They were friends with ICP.
Okay.
But they were one of the rap groups that was just about smoking weed all the time.
Yeah.
But it was a bunch of white guys.
Yeah.
So, thank you, Cardboard Kings, for reminding me of that bad rap rock group. I didn't need that today.
Rap rock group.
I didn't need that today.
Too bad. You did it.
Next.
The Storyteller on Steam.
The Storyteller is an online game where you can build your own turn-based RPG game without programming and graphic knowledge. Play your world with your friends online, challenge them in turn-based battles, and let them loot and level up after a fierceful battle with while they go through your story. So this is like an RPG maker. I like it.
Last one?
Oh, you got to be ready for this one.
Should I?
I'm pulling up Discord because I want to see your guys' faces for this one. You ready? Go ahead.
Geodeuce.
Yep, spelled it's Geodeux.
Where's the dash?
Do not forget your cosmic origins. Travel the universe to find Jesus and save Christmas once and for all. This is a weird. It's like live action PNG images, and you're like a gecko who's got a keytar. And everyone and it's like, so it's a bunch of images where like, but they like Photoshop the mouths moving up and down, and it's a musical. You're like a gecko with a keyboard. Hold on, the trailer's playing, and this song's kind of a jam. And I don't know how to feel about any of this. Joel, tell me what you're seeing.
I'm seeing the install button.
This came out actually like earlier in the month, first week of the month. I'm gonna how long to beat on this one because I'm into it now. I think we might have a next itty bitty indie committee.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's not even how long to beat. I feel like we're gonna find out, Joel.
Oh boy.
Ridiculous. All right.
It looks wild. I'm very excited for this one. I'm very happy I found this. I'm gonna install this as well.
Wow. Okay. That sure is a game. I need a break. I am staring at this and I need a break.
I need some bleach.
You gotta find Jesus?
I'm sorry, did I see that one of the characters is named Axie Boy? Like it's an axolotl and it's
Yep. I'm looking at this image and you're chasing after Santa who seems to have a taser of some sort or a remote control on top of a sandwich. But like it's not an animated sandwich, it's literally a Photoshop picture of a sandwich.
Yep. Nope. Break.
Yep. Installed.
And we're back. Back with the Backlog Blog, where we play games that took us close to 200 hours to complete. And that's why Alex and Joel are going to tell us all about Satisfactory.
Hell yeah.
It's a little bait and switch there.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
Not bad. Not bad.
Joel, you played some Subnautica.
Yeah. One might say I aspired to finish it.
You play a little Minecraft here and there. Is that correct?
Minecraft is a semi-regular staple in our home. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we got to do a little Satisfactory, a survival game that doesn't focus on the food so much as it does product production. So good. Okay, so Satisfactory is another one of those survival games that we've played before. You punch something enough times to get rocks, and then you take the rocks and you take a hammer and smack things against a crafting table to create a ingot, which then you create the ingot to turn it into something else. We've all been there, right? It's a universal experience. Am I correct?
I punch rocks all the time.
Okay, good.
Maybe.
So now imagine if you could take a giant machine and plop it on the mining node and have it, you wire power to it, and then you just let that thing run. You let that thing go.
I don't like the way that he said that.
Yep.
Like he's trying to become internet famous here.
And then, what if you could take a conveyor belt and put it to a box, so when it mines the ore, it goes into said box?
So can you do these things, or are you just supposing?
Now what if? Just what if? What if you could put it to a smelter that would turn it into an iron ingot, and then put it in the box? That sounds pretty good, doesn't it?
Sure.
Now, what if you could make iron plates, but also you could make iron rods. But both those things take iron. What if you could mine it, then split the conveyor belt, have it smelted into ingots, and then put it in machines that make the things, and then put them in the box too?
Can I ask you where?
Yes.
So you are doing all these things. Where are you getting the coke from?
The cocaine?
No, the coke for your smelting, because you obviously are smelting out the impurities from. Are we just completely abandoning the laws of science here?
Oh, it all goes into the air. It all goes into the air. It's all the environment. We're not worrying about it.
It's not the question that I asked, but I appreciate that you deflected it and continued on. So go ahead.
We're taking down the truffle trees. We're making sneeds because the sneeds are what people need.
Uh-huh.
And that's what we're doing. We're making the conveyor belts. It's very funny because this whole thing was like a stupid thing where all of a sudden I'm like, okay, Joel, we need to make some conveyor belts for the thing, and he's like, I got this, and then like I just kind of leave. And I go explore, and I'm over here fighting wild hogs and being attacked by bees and getting poisoned by poison plant life. And Joel, like, I'm in Discord with Joel, and I'm just listening and go, okay, we're not getting the output we want. I'm seeing that we only have this much power output, so we need to make this more efficient. So we got to split it a little bit different so that there's not a bottleneck here. I come back, and there's just conveyor belts over and under and through the loop-to-loops. Joel, you did a really good job.
I appreciate the effort to make this sound entertaining to the listener. Just like it's all very functional. Like it's a survival exploration game. The main thrust is that you are colonizing this place, but actually you find out pretty soon that you're sending materials back to Earth to try to help it survive. The very loose structure. The voice assistant is sort of a snarky
GLaDOS.
Yeah, I would say that's a fair comparison. Yeah, like I've been in the survival crafting stuff for a while. There's definitely been a thread of playing Minecraft lately, and this feels like a step up in terms of complexity of what you're constructing, right? And being able to build these sequences, starting out with actually just hammering the vein to get the ore, to having the miner that then converts it into the ingots, which then you can then expand out and have a multi-tier building process. Like I've even gotten to the point in my save now where it will spit out only stuff that will directly build into something else. So you don't even have to do like the subroutines to get to something craftable on it. So you can get to some wild places really quickly. I've been looking at one of the trailers for this game while we've been playing and just seeing the level of complexity that they showcase in there too.
They pan up from the planet, and you just see lines and lines and lines of conveyor belts all filtering into each other.
Yeah, it's absurd, and I hope I get to that point in this game, because it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
And you also, whenever you destroy something, you get all the raw material back, so it's not like you have any... There's no penalty for misorganization.
There's no scrap.
So it's actually very funny.
No scrap.
Yeah, it's very funny. Like, because again, I'm off just fighting hogs and getting into stupid crap, and I'm like, Joel, we got to make a gun. And he's like, oh, hold on. Right now I'm working on the second line here. The second line needs to be better because it's right now it's crossing over and it's not doing. And I'm like, okay, cool. Just give me a gun. Joel, make me a gun. And like at one point I disappear I was like, Joel, we can make a space elevator. And I want to punch God in the face. Give me a space elevator. He's like, okay, in like half an hour, I'm again off fighting pigs and jumping off of cliffs and exploring waterfalls. And I come back and he goes, there's your space elevator. And I was like, oh, you did that already, huh? Okay, cool. And it really,
space elevator.
we were streaming for like 2.5 hours and it really flew by. And at a certain point, Joel goes, I'm pretty tapped out. And I'm like, yeah, me too. And he goes, okay, hold on. This one's not feeding right. There's something going on here. I gotta really work through this process here. And I was like, Joel, we gotta go.
That stuff nags at me like an unfinished task. It's the worst. It's the worst.
Sounds like fun. If not, a lot of work. Just so much work.
It sounds like a work like.
They do a really good job of like the conveyor belt situation snaps together really well, so you can diagram it the way you want. You can he found that there's pillars, so you could have a conveyor belt go under or over other conveyor belts, so they kind of go on top of each other. Yeah, so I think that while it does seem complicated, it's actually not too bad. It's because everything is pretty seamless, and with the right conveyors, it all just you never run out of materials. You're like, I don't know, I got a ton of materials.
Well, that's good. That's one of the main concerns when it comes to those games. Like, I feel like I've spent all of this time in one area, and I can't farm any more of that mat. Okay. So you guys are going to do this again?
I'm down if Joel's down. I was still doing some science research by fighting those giant pigs.
Probably.
Some science research.
Yeah, there's a whole research tree that you get from like the wildlife fauna, and I'm just dying to punch more pigs. You got taser. You gotta tase them. Tase them, bro. And there is friendly fire, so me and Joel spend a lot of time tasing each other.
Destroying company property.
Sounds like
I think
good use of company time and resources to just tase each other.
it's very fun though. It's a again, we spent 2.5 hours and it just like blinked. At one point I was like, yeah, so we got another hour. Oh crap, no, it's late. I don't know how that happened. And at one point I just was like, oh wait, we should probably like build this out and actually make it nice. So I started like building us an office, and I started building us walls and organizing everything and making a little watchtower. Joel's still working on the lines.
Mm-hmm.
It's important to have a well-organized line.
And I'm over here thinking that we need office decor. Maybe that's just me. Do we want full offices or do we want the half walls, like the cubicles? Joel said full offices, and I said that sounds all right. That sounds nice.
All right.
Treat yourself.
Sounds good.
That's satisfactory.
Sounds just satisfactory enough.
Mm-hmm.
I see you also put Yakuza Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth on here. I think this will be like the 4th or 5th time I've talked about it, so I don't need to spend a lot of time. Yeah, I hit the point where there was nothing left to do. Not a thing.
Did all the side quests, you couldn't do anything else but beat the game?
What was your favorite minigame?
My favorite...
The homeless people Pokemon? Animal Crossing?
I think it was the homeless people Pokemon.
Okay.
Yeah. I remembered to take a video of one of the... Did I end up sending it to you? I think I sent something to Alex, or I sent something to the group. Maybe not the homeless people Pokemon, but it was another crazy thing that happened.
Yeah, you sent us the travel agency and the exploring everything the island has to offer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There's a whole bunch of kind of secret romance arcs that you can do in this game.
That seemed non-consensual.
It was not. Like, the main character does not want any of it from any of the people. That mascot was definitely smoking a cigarette. Yeah. One of them's like the vocational school, and the receptionist is like, oh, I can use one of my many degrees that I've earned, or my certificates. This one's on how to romance. And he's like, I don't want any of this. And then there's that one, and then there's one with the blacksmith in the game. this woman that can build really anything. It's like, oh, give me that baseball bat. And then she adds like spikes to it. And then you can romance her. But it's not a true romance. It's just like you give them gifts and then they are like, all right, it's time to do some stuff. I did not expect that I was going to have to fight Danny Trejo 3 times during the course of the game, but I did.
Was it actually Danny?
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice.
He is in the game.
He has said that he only says no to, say, 3 rolls a year.
But this is really funny.
Is he playing
Like
himself in this game?
No.
Okay. All right.
He's not, but just a crime lord in Hawaii.
Got it.
Yeah, so that
I fought a giant shark. That was another thing that happened.
Getty, I want to know what you think of Kiryu now.
I mean, my only experience with him is like 15 minutes of Yakuza 0 and then the 2 Like a Dragon games. And from what I know and what I've seen, I appreciate the character. There was a lot of backstory that I was able to go through. They did like social... It's more or less social links where you would... experience different things that he had in the past. Like you would go to landmarks and he would reminisce about it for a scene.
It was so part of this game. They gave you Kiryu, the original protagonist of the Yakuza series in Like a Dragon, and they kind of added him, really fleshed out some of his stuff here by. They keep saying that they're saying goodbye to him, and in this case, what they did was like a best of. By having him go through and reminisce about all the other stuff that happened in the other games.
Yeah, so there was a lot of that, like running into people from previous games, his other life, because in this one he's supposed to be dead at this point, but he is not.
You see Majima?
Obviously.
Majima?
At some point.
Okay.
Yeah. And you spend a lot of time with Inspector Date.
Yep.
And he's like he's bringing you along to run into some of the people that were in your past life. His limit break, Kiryu's limit break at the end is you can just fight like you would in the original game. Like you have 30 seconds and then you can just street brawl.
Brawl it up.
That's cool.
And that is just a sick amount of damage. You would do like, if you're lucky with a special move, you're hitting people for 2,000 on a real good combo for his limit break. I was doing like upwards of 6.
Wow.
But it's like nonstop button mashing.
Yep. So what I'm saying is, do you have a fine, as someone who didn't play the original Yakuza series, did you get a little bit of gravity with him? Did you find an appreciation of Kiryu?
I understood what the character was and like why he was important, but this was
more so than the last game, right?
Yeah, this was more like just neat to see all of the things that if I hadn't done any of the side content for him, I would have missed so much, because it was like really tying together, finishing the loop on his whole arc. Will he come back? I don't know. Did the ending leave it for another game? Of course.
Yep.
So I'll be excited to see what they do with the characters, but truly almost 200 hours. It is a long game, but it is a lot of fun, and really getting to see the experience of all of the characters and who they are. So.
Yeah. I mean, the series is going to keep going.
Oh, of course. These characters, though, real
from
good.
my understanding, this character is the one for the... Again, they made 6 Kiryu games. And I think that they're going to stick with this guy, so...
In some capacity. You're going to have the other guy coming in for Pirate, though.
Oh, yeah. Majima? Yeah. That's a weird one. So... I played Yakuza 0 more recently, and it's funnier because this character has this like completely tragic backstory. But in Yakuza 1, which is the first game out of the series, he's essentially kind of the Joker. He's just like a psychopath, like getting out of crazy shenanigans, and apparently Yakuza 0 was explaining how he became a psychopath.
Well, he's still a psychopath. Like, you have the other, like, legends that you fight with at one point in the game, and then there's this guy with his eye patch and a knife just straight up murdering people while everybody else is fist fighting.
That's what I'm saying, is that if you play Yakuza 0, you were kind of like, wait, how is... Like, I didn't know anything about him, and then I met him, and I was like, this is crazy. I wonder what Yakuza 1's like. And then I read about it, and I watch videos on it, and I'm like, that's what happened to him? That's crazy.
The guy's nuts.
Because he wasn't in Yakuza 0.
Oh, he is now.
Yeah. I mean, they give you a reason. It is tragic. Play Yakuza 0, get it. I get it. Does this inspire you to want to play things like Yakuza 0? Technically, with your time and commitment, those games are like 15 to 20 hours. You can knock out 3 of them in a week.
I think I'm good. Yeah, right. If I don't sleep and I don't work, sure.
I do recommend Yakuza 0, though. That is a very good one.
Maybe one of these days. No,
that is one of the better ones, for sure. 100%.
I still have a very big backlog of other stuff that I need to make it through, including video game homework, which I am nowhere near close to the time commitment for.
Me and Joel are on chapter 6.
Out of, isn't it like 19 18. Or something like that?
It's like 90. It's 19. Yeah.
Are you going to have it done by next week?
Oh, probably not. No, but it wasn't. We didn't have to beat it.
10 hours is, I think, the target play time.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yep.
So to completion.
So I'm going to turn the game on, put it on pause, and walk away.
That's a good way to do it. But
no, I'm
also
I think we're 2 hours, 3 hours in.
You're 3 hours in?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah, why?
All right.
Joel, no, you were much more efficient at it than I was.
Oh, yeah.
I think this is his second time playing it, though.
It is. I got to chapter 10 on PlayStation.
I see.
At PlayStation 4.
I don't know. I don't know how far along I am, but I just think I hit chapter 2, and maybe I'm like 2 hours in. I don't know, maybe longer. I don't know.
You're taking a long time. Unless my Steam counter's wrong, but I know which chapter I'm at.
Well,
I don't know.
I don't think Alex has a firm grasp on time because I think there was a previous conversation where he was like, "Yeah, man, I'm at like chapter 20 and I played 15 minutes." Like, it doesn't seem right either. Oh no, you know what it was? It was when we were talking about Ender Lilies. You're like, "Yeah, I played for like 2 hours and I'm 6 bosses in." Like, no.
I was 2 hours and I was 3 bosses in.
Still no, but okay.
Well, I'm at the 6 hour count for whatever it's worth.
Anyway, I think that'll take us to our one last thing, and this week's one last thing is brought to you by, I don't know, water. Drink water. It's good
Hydrate.
I have not drinking water today.
Well, that's not good.
Nope.
Yeah.
I will. I've been bad about it lately. I gotta get back on it.
Yeah, drink water.
Back on that water train. Let's do this.
My one last thing, I don't know. I gotta go play Alien. I think that's what I need to do this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there's also something else I wanted to play, but that's not gonna happen. Just a lot of Alien.
Invite me over. I'll come over and watch you play.
And, like, what? Offer social commentary?
No, I'll swap in. I'll controller swap with you.
He's making it weird.
Mm-hmm. I got to make it weird.
All right, Alex.
I have an Oculus Quest coming. So I'm very excited. The 3. I got a bunch of Amazon gift cards. Thank you, Alec. And I got a I can't remember. I had some returns. I went to a concert where one of my friends bailed on me, but turns out it was a sold-out concert, so the price tripled and paid for my ticket, someone else's ticket, and then also had a profit. So reselling that was awesome. And then also, I worked a whole bunch of overtime at work, so I just had a whole bunch of money that I was like, well, I should probably just buy this Oculus MetaQuest 3. So that's coming, and I'm very excited.
And it comes with games?
The new Batman Arkham game.
Ooh. Is it any good?
It has not come out yet.
No.
The code goes live. Actually, I think it comes out tomorrow? Maybe it's the 20th. I don't know. It's around then.
I know that I should just move along, but I have one question before we progress. Uh-huh. Do you have a preferred clothing that you wear while you are VRing?
I usually like to wear a belt and something that's not going to be too hot because that thing gets me real hot in the face.
And everywhere.
No, but the belt, because I'm not going to be walking around and I don't want my pants falling. Also, I will tell you is that the reason why I got the 3 that I'm kind of excited is that there is like AR tech, meaning that they have done a really good job of making it so you can just be doing stuff around the house. And one of the things I read about was just putting website recipes above your stove. So I kind of just want to put a recipe above my stove and cook. Mm-hmm. With the Oculus on my face. My face.
All right. I think we got enough Oculus.
I'm going to be jacked in, Joel.
I think we got enough Oculus talk.
I'm telling him.
Joel,
jacked in.
Joel, tell me your one last thing, quick.
So I have one of my kids is turning into a. That's unnecessary.
Jack in to jack off, right?
Jack in to jack on.
Yeah.
What are you gonna say?
No. With everything surrounding this, I'm done. We can move on. We're good.
No, tell me. I want to hear it. All right, your kids. What about them?
All right, we're not moving past. Okay, my youngest is big into Nintendo, and he has started going through the back catalogs of their stuff and got a 2DS, and he is now having to deal with the crushing disappointment that the eShop is closed and that he can no longer download anything on it.
I mean, did you not pre-download everything, or did you not jailbreak it?
He does not want to jailbreak it, and no, I mean,
why don't you buy one to jailbreak?
I mean, there were things on there like something called Flipnote Studio, which is an animating tool that I guess you could have installed on it that he wanted, and some other things like that, But
why don't you buy one to jailbreak?
I don't want to buy extra stuff.
Oh, what else?
The real problem is that some of the stuff is creeping up in price. So
Steam Deck?
Of course it is.
Yeah.
Steam Deck.
Right? You just don't want to. You don't want to expose him to emulation.
He doesn't want to. I bring it up and they're cagey about it. So
you're raising your kids to be
elitists.
Elitists, really.
Yeah.
Anti-working man. Bourgeoisie.
Actually, when I think bourgeoisie, I think of Alex, so.
You're
Go
saying
on.
Alex is bougie?
Tell me more.
Alec, your one last thing?
No, go on. No, I want to hear this now.
Alec, your one last thing?
I'm with you, Getty. My weekend is going to be filled with Alien Isolation and children's birthday parties.
Do it big.
He's not going to play.
He's not going to play.
But
I appreciate that.
That's my goal. That's my current goal. I'm wishful thinking.
I believe in you.
Put it into the universe, right? Like Getty put out that I'm bougie. Just put it out there.
I am a humble proletariat. And here's Alex sitting in his gilded tower.
How's the weather up there on my high horse? It's phenomenal.
Sitting on a throne of Switches given to him by developers.
And Oculus Quests.
Switches and collector's editions and I think just a whole lot of pool noodles that he has created into this throne.
Switches get the witches.
All right. If everybody is ready to move on.
Yep.
Just 2 housekeeping notes. One of them is that we are doing a special episode next week for Halloween. It will be our Alien Isolation episode. We'll come up with a better name. Somebody will, not me.
Yep, I will.
We'll workshop some stuff. So next week, if you're expecting regular programming, it's probably not going to be that. It will be a whole lot of what we experienced, and as it is spooky month, hopefully you will play along and enjoy some of the terror that is Alien Isolation. Also, are you alsoing because you want me to continue, or you just wanted to talk?
I want you to continue.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if you were going to jump in and do the next announcement.
No.
The following week, we will have no episode because we will be in preparation for Extra Life, which is that Saturday. Saturday, November 2nd is game day.
Midnight to midnight, baby!
We will be streaming for 24 hours on our Twitch channel. That's twitch.tv/SuperGGRadio. We are going to be representing local children's hospitals through the, Children's Miracle Network? Yeah. Watch us. Have fun. We've got a whole program that we're going to follow. We'll probably be releasing it as the days up to Extra Life happen, so that if there's anything that you are particularly interested in, or if you want to watch us for those times. Otherwise, as Alex said, we are going to be going 24 hours. 24 long hours. So come, sit with us, enjoy, have fun, laugh with us, cry with us, get scared with us during those first 6 hours.
Spooky time.
We have... So some of the things, like, hold on, let's wait. We gotta have it.
I mean, I said we'll release it as we get up to the date. We still have some stuff to hammer out, but yeah. If you have the means, please feel free to donate. If you don't, then just watch, get the word out, make sure that people are aware. There's kids out there that need help, and we're doing the thing to raise awareness. So.
We are currently at $2,789 of our $5,000 goal.
And if we get up to $10,000,
we get to tase Joel.
Which he has not agreed to in any writing or in any verbal medium.
He won't even know.
I mean, he did say on this podcast that $10,000 was his price.
It was his price.
Theoretical price.
Real price, a very real price.
You know that if we do that, there's like a whole lot of logistics work that needs to go into it, right?
I'm pretty sure we can't
Mary
stream
Kish
it.
will probably be very mad at me.
We cannot stream it. We might be able to record it, but we would also need to get like somebody with a taser or ask a police officer to tase him. So that we also had an EMT there.
Hold on. I think they're on Amazon.
No.
Okay, here we go. $21.
We're not doing that.
Add to cart.
And that's going to do it for this week's episode of Super GG Radio.
Surprisingly affordable.
Where we definitely don't tase our friends.
It's a 1.60 UC charge.
Before we go, you can find us on Twitter at SuperGGRadio and twitch.tv/SuperGGRadio, where, once again, we are definitely not tasing our friends.
Don't tase me, bro.
There's also a $10 one.
On Thursdays, we have our podcast. You can come, chat, watch, just enjoy yourself.
What if I get the lavender one?
Wednesdays, Alex is alternating between his itty bitty indie committee and Drunk Souls.
Yep. You turn into a Taser Souls.
You know what? Done.
I might do that. Hold on, we can figure that out. Joel, we can figure that out. There's
we
a way
need
to do this.
We need to talk to your doctor first to make
Bro,
sure that we
could get. I've seen this before. We can get a little shock, and I could sit on a seat that will shock me every time I die, and you could be the administrator of this. We can make this happen. I gotta look at this.
Get electrodes and hook them up to your stomach. You can get your 6-pack abs while you're dying.
Shock.
to his nipples.
Oh, what if we do a shock collar? Oh, we could do a remote control shock collar. What's the distance on this thing?
Probably not in
Wi-Fi
miles.
enabled.
Tuesdays, Joel is being the bad guy in Mass Effect 2.
After I get through Alien Isolation.
After he gets through Alien... We're never making it through Alien Isolation.
After I get past the Alien Isolation episode.
There we go. Thank you. Finally, if you'd like to reach us with questions or input, our email address is mail@superggradio.com, and provide us a review on iTunes or the podcast app of your choice. Please also check out our Patreon, where you can get monthly pictures of our dogs, get your name read off as an executive producer, free copies of Early Adopters. Hey, you could even get a chance to play video games with people that look like us. They're probably us.
Are they
I can't
flesh-colored?
afford a body double.
Guys, I end up in the wrong side of the internet right now.
Yeah, you did.
I'm in a section
Thanks.
for couples.
Thanks for listening, and good game,
Keep
Joel.
your algorithm away from me.
Good game, Alec.
Good game, Getty.
Good game, Alex.
Touch shock. Shock your friends. This looks
Don't-
pretty good.
Don't
GG,
shock.
Eddie.
Don't shock your friends. Good night.
11 must have apps for your long distance couples.
And that is good night.